Jungle.
An encounter of a special kind, Part 2, 10th Standard. The changed circumstances and the sudden unexpected attack from unknown quarters forced the langur to drop the baby from the sloping roof over the veranda. The baby was listless and appeared to be dead. As its body started to slide down, the excitement of the pack of dogs grew manifold at the prospect of good keel and meal. Dogs were waiting for eating that langur. Keeping the dogs at bay with the stick, the rider took the stick and started to keep the dogs away. I managed to catch the hold the baby langur tail just as tipped over the edge of the corner. The baby appeared inert and lifeless. It was indeed a male baby. By this time, my parents and sisters had come out onto the veranda and were witnessing my rescue operation. Some of our neighbors had also gathered in the distance. So the rider took the baby langur to the backyard and gently laid him on the floor inside the poultry coop. His body was full of deep bite marks and scratched, and blood was oozing from some of the wounds. That langur was very disturbed and he was not able to move away. The blood was also oozing from some of the wounds. So the rider wanted to help that langur. So the baby remained motionless. My father provided first aid to clean the wounds and stop the bleeding. I was relieved, relaxed to find out that the baby was breathing even though his breaths were shallow. Means he was not breathing properly. Okay. So splashes means of cold water, means the rider threw the cold water, so made the baby stir, and after a few shaky attempts it sat up. He was in state of shock and started trembling like a leaf in the wind. He was very disturbed, he was very worried. His two little twinkling eyes welled up with tears and he started to sob with a muffled cry, just like a human child he was crying. And I offered him a peeled banana, which he accepted with his unsteady hand and began taking hesitant bites. The baby was now, my attention was fixed on the revival of baby langur. Suddenly, I had an uncanny feeling of being watched, means someone was watching. So I turned away from the coop and looked up. So there sat the mother langur on our kitchen roof, watching every move I made. She simply sat there quietly. It was that baby's mother, as if it convinced that no harm was being done to her child. Meanwhile, means this was happening, and now we'll come to the baby langur. The baby sensed the presence of his mother. He got to know that his mother is there and started to sob and cry a little louder. I retreated out from the door and coop to allow the mother access to her baby. Mother took the baby in her hand. Immediately, the mother descended on the floor of the coop and picked up the baby in her arms. She gave the baby a thorough body inspection. She checked that whether the body is there, clean. I was very happy, and the baby found great solace. The mother sat still, and it was almost as if she was pondering. So I followed very nicely. And this was very nice for me also. For a few seconds, the mother langur looked straight into my eyes. Even today, I cannot forget in this one, showering silent gratitude on me for saving a child. I was overwhelmed by the emotion, the sentiment, and the way she said thanks to. There sat a universal mother holding a stricken child in her lap. Then in a flash, she jumped with her baby clinging to her belly and reached our kitchen roof. She surveyed the area for the vicious male langur, then leapt away in the direction opposite to the place. The brief meeting, and this was 55 years ago. I have passed since that day, and I am now 70 years old, but I still fondly remember that encounter of a special kind. So this is the reality, and the brief meeting with the mother and the baby langur convinced the rider that communication, mutual trust, it was a reality. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. This was very nice, and the rider was happy. The mother langur showed me